I knew something was wrong the moment I opened the evidence file. My hands were steady, but my heartbeat wasn't. Detectives aren't supposed to get nervous. We're not supposed to feel anything when we scan through security footage. But that morning, the pit in my stomach tightened before I even clicked play. Maybe some part of me already knew. The case was routine on the surface. Suspected corporate fraud and unauthorized access to a restricted facility belonging to a partner company. My job was to review the internal footage and identify the woman caught entering after hours. A simple task. Least it should have been. I hit play. The screen flickered, and a grainy hallway appeared. A woman entered from the left, her walk hurried, her head slightly lowered. The timestamp read 11:43 p.m. She moved like she had a purpose, like she'd been there before. I leaned forward. The woman paused under the faint light. She tucked her hair behind her ear. My throat closed. Because I knew that gesture. I'd watched it across from me at breakfast, during late-night movies, in moments of affection and arguments in ordinary days. It was my wife, Emily. My hand froze on the mouse. My breath stalled. The office felt suddenly too quiet, too small, too bright. No, it can't be her. But denial doesn't stand a chance against a paused image. Same posture. Same hair. Same jacket, the green one I bought her last winter. The one she wore everywhere because she said it felt like a hug. I replayed the clip. Once. Twice. Again. Each time hurt worse. A knock on my door jolted me. "Find anything?" my partner Harris asked. I swallowed the burn in my chest. "Yeah. Something." I closed the laptop gently, as if doing it too quickly would make the truth spill out and drown me. When I got home, the silence felt heavier than the evidence file. Emily was in the kitchen making tea, humming softly. Normal. Familiar. Safe. But the image of her in that hallway replayed endlessly. She looked up. "You're home early. Everything okay?" "Everything okay?" I almost laughed. Almost cried. I studied her face, searching for guilt, shame, anything. "Long day," I said, hanging my coat. "We got a new case." I watched her hands. They trembled slightly as she poured water. She noticed me noticing and quickly steadied herself. "What kind of case?" she asked too casually. "Corporate break-in." I walked closer. A woman entering a restricted building after hours. Her lips parted. Just enough for me to catch a flicker of fear before she masked it with a sip of tea. I couldn't confront her. Not yet. I needed the rest of the footage first. I needed the truth, or whatever pieces of it were left. The next day, I locked my office door and opened the rest of the evidence. Video after video. Clips of her entering the building. Clips of her leaving with documents she wasn't authorized to have. Clips of her meeting someone, a man. My jaw tightened. He stood too close. She didn't push him away. And in one particularly devastating frame, she smiled at him. Not politely. Not out of nervousness. But warmly, intimately. The kind of smile she used to give me. I felt something inside me crack like thin glass. That evening I confronted her. She was reading on the couch when I walked in. "We need to talk," I said. She looked up, her eyes softening into confusion. "What's wrong?" I sat across from her, elbows on my knees. "Emily, why were you at Kleintecha's facility last month?" The blood drained from her face. You took that case?" Her voice dropped to a whisper. "Why would they give it to you?" "I didn't know it was you," I said, voice shaking. "But now I do." She looked away, pressing her hand to her forehead. "Damn it. Are you cheating on me?" I hated how fragile my voice sounded. Her eyes glistened. "It's not what you think. That man touched your back," I said. "And you smiled at him." She closed her eyes, as if the truth hurt her too. "I didn't want you to find out like this," she whispered. "Find out what? That you're betraying me? That you're sneaking into buildings at night with another man? Tell me, Emily. Tell me what part of that I'm misunderstanding." Her tears fell then, silently. "I was trying to help my sister," she said. "She's been dealing with a custody battle. Her ex hired a private investigator who got hold of confidential evaluations. I went to." "You broke the law," I said. "I know." She wiped her cheek. "I was desperate. I didn't want you involved because Because you always put your career first and I didn't want you to choose between me and your job. My chest tightened. And the man in the video? He works there. She shook her head quickly. He wasn't. There's nothing between us. He was helping me. That's all. Then why did you look at him like that? She hesitated. And hesitation hurts worse than lies. Because, she whispered. He listened. He was there when you weren't. The words sliced straight through me. I stood abruptly. So it is emotional. Maybe worse. It wasn't an affair, she cried. I swear. But it wasn't innocent either. She didn't answer. And in that silence I understood everything. We didn't sleep in the same room that night. Her sobs were muffled through the wall. Mine were silent. Betrayal isn't always physical. Sometimes it's the person you trust choosing someone else when you needed them most. The next day, I recused myself from the case. The day after that, she moved to her sister's place to give us space. That was 6 weeks ago. I don't know what we are now. Broken. Pausing. Ending. But I do know this. The worst part of betrayal isn't the moment you discover it. It's the days after. When you realize the version of your life you trusted was never real. If you made it this far, help me hit 2,000 subscribers. It keeps me going through all the heartbreak I turn into stories.